Well, a look at the top stories making headlines tonight.
We cried. We still cry. We don't understand. What is the message on that? Sometimes we try to find a purpose. Is it a message, or it is a message?
That is Senator Michelle Odette on the wildfires affecting Innu communities on Quebec's North Shore. About 150 wildfires are active in Quebec, and more than 13,000 people remain evacuated. Across Canada, more than 400 fires are burning and more than half remain out of control. And after talking with the Prime Minister last night, the U.S. President is ready to send more help north.
I spoke yesterday with Prime Minister Trudeau. And I've decided, I dictated a national interagency fire center response to Canada's request for additional firefighters and the fire suppression assets such as air tankers. We already have 600 American firefighters on the ground and been there for a while in Canada, including hotshots and the smoke jumper crews.
Here in Ottawa, the Bloc Québécois is tying wildfires and other disasters to climate change. The party's Opposition Day motion calling for the federal government to take more action, give more support to affected communities, and stop investing in oil.
Nobody says that we have to stop using fossil fuels tomorrow morning. That's the end of it. The world stops turning. We say that we have to get out of there more and more rapidly. If we would have started this process 15 years ago, we would be 15 years into the process.
The budget implementation bill is heading for the Senate after passing the House of Commons and after being delayed by Conservative tactics. That included the opposition leader on his feet for several hours last night, opposing Bill C-47. Pierre Poilievre now wants the House to delay its summer break and rewrite the budget, pointing to an IMF warning that Canada is at high risk for a mortgage crisis.
The Conservatives are prepared to work all summer long to rewrite a budget that balances budgets in order to bring down inflation and interest rates, and that cancels all increases in taxes, because Canadians cannot afford to pay more. Mr. Trudeau, people's homes, their livelihoods are more important than your political posturing. They're more important than your summer vacation. So join with us. Put partisanship aside. Let's cancel the vacations.
Next week in the House of Commons, MPs will debate a government plan to make hybrid sittings a permanent feature. Virtual attendance and voting has been in place since the first wave of COVID-19, but only as temporary measures. Conservatives and the Bloc say hybrid sittings have caused issues with translation and with keeping the government accountable. But the government House leader says it will encourage more Canadians to enter politics and help MPs with health challenges. Mark Holland pointing to Liberal MP Arnold Chan, who died of cancer in 2017.
Watching him in the lobby behind Parliament, wheezing, doubled over in pain so that he could do his job, was one of the most painful things that I've ever lived through. And one of the things I said to myself is that if I ever had an opportunity to ensure that that never happened again, that I would. And what we now have with hybrid is we have circumstances, and I won't talk about them because it's inappropriate for me to talk about individual health circumstances, but where a member falls ill, where they can continue to do their job. This is not just a job. This is a calling. This is a passion for the people who do it. And I think that what you've seen since hybrid has been introduced is people use those responsibilities judiciously.
And finally, as Pride season continues, the Pride flag is now flying over Parliament Hill with an assist from the Prime Minister, who is attacking recent efforts to remove books on gender and sexuality from Canadian schools.
This is especially cruel towards kids who struggle with questions about their own identities. Kids who don't have a loving environment where they can ask questions and get support. In too many places, it's kids who have to fight to have the Pride flag raised. And in some places, it's been denied. Well, to those kids, I'm here to say that even though the flag may not fly at your school, know that it proudly flies here in your seat of government.